Recently, the Loch Ness Monster has found its way back from the depths of our imaginations and into the mainstream media. The Loch Ness Monster has been a source of fascination for centuries. It's just one of those tales that makes you wonder if a prehistoric creature like this could really be alive today and coexist with us almost unnoticed. Let's take a closer look at this elusive creature from Scotland's deepest, darkest waters before we look at the new evidence that just came to light. The Loch Ness Monster is a cryptid, which means that it is an animal that is believed to exist, but its existence has yet to be proven. This concept has been around for hundreds of years. It was first used in the 1700s and 1800s when people were just starting to travel around and document new species. The one thing we know for sure about cryptids is that they are very elusive. Just think of some of the other famous cryptids like Bigfoot or the Chupacabra. The earliest sighting of the Loch Ness Monster came around the year 565, when St. Columba saw the monster swimming near his monastery on an island in Lake Erebol. Lake Erebol is just another name for Loch Ness. Since then, there have been over 1,000 sightings and a few pieces of evidence that could point towards the monster's existence, but not enough to convince scientists or skeptics alike. In fact, there have even been several photos taken throughout history that seem to show something large moving beneath the surface. But as far as conclusive proof goes, well, that remains to be seen. One reason that people point to in supporting the existence of the Loch Ness Monster is how large, remote, and deep the lake is. The length of the lake, for example, makes it nearly impossible to accurately measure its width, which is necessary in determining how far underwater one would have to go to find this creature. The water's depth also makes it difficult to determine what lies beneath the surface, or if there even is anything at all down there. The lake is surrounded by mountains in a remote area of Scotland, with few inhabitants nearby to observe anything unusual happening in the water. The Loch Ness Monster is often described as a long-necked sea creature resembling a dinosaur, and it has been suggested that it might be a plesiosaurs, which were marine reptiles that lived during the late Jurassic and Cretaceous periods between 150 million to 66 million years ago. They had short necks, 4 flippers, and a small head with sharp fangs for catching fish. The largest plesiosaurs were about 50 feet long, which is big, but only about 1/3 the size of a T-Rex. There was no evidence that plesiosaurs ever traveled into freshwater lakes like Loch Ness. That is until now. A recent archaeological find in Africa has shed some light on the possibility of a plesiosaur surviving the waters of Loch Ness. The recent discovery of the fossilized bones of the plesiosaur were found in a 100-million-year-old freshwater river system in Morocco's Sahara Desert. This is very interesting as it gives us a greater understanding on the early history of these prehistoric reptiles and their evolution. According to their findings, the scientists determined that plesiosaurs were more likely able to tolerate both fresh and salt water, which researchers from the University of Bath have now concluded that a plesiosaur actually could have survived in the Scottish Loch. For those that believe in the Loch Ness Monster, this is great news and it keeps the dream alive. There are many different theories about what the Loch Ness Monster is, but there's no way to know for sure unless we actually find one. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster is one that's been around for hundreds of years and will likely survive for 100 more. Do you think the Loch Ness Monster is real? Could it actually be a plesiosaur that has survived the tests of time, or is it something else? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe as it really helps our channel.